What up, guys? So we just got to our hotel at Lake Eufaula for stop number 3, the Tackle Warehouse Invitational, and I wanted to share a knot with you guys. I've had a lot of questions over the knot that I used for live scoping, for top waters, all that stuff. So I use a knot called the loop knot, and essentially what that is it's literally a loop tied to your bait, directly to your bait. The reason I use that is so when they get parallel or vertical with your bait, it'll sit up in the water pretty much straight. And another good reason to use it on top water, so it'll help that bait walk back and forth without putting a split ring right here. I mean, you can use this knot a lot of different ways. I've used it almost all my life, but until recently I didn't start doubling it until about last year. So I'm going to start out how we used to tie it, just a single loop knot, and I'll go into that and explain what the difference is that I'm doing. So you take your line. I'm using braid for my top water, but it also, you can see it a lot better. So you just take it and you put an overhand knot in your line like so. I'm going to exaggerate this a little bit so you can see. So you got your tag in and you got your loop, just an overhand knot in your line. So you take your tag in and you stick it through your bait that you're using. This can be anything. This is just a spook right here. So, and then you take it and you stick it right through that overhand knot that you made. And then you try to get it as close as you can without having that overhand knot disappear. And then I'll get it about right there, that close. And I'll take these two fingers and I'll hold everything together just like that. So now you got your tag in, you got your main line right here. Take this tag in 3 to 5 times. Just depends on how heavy of line you're using. This is 30-pound braid, so I'll go 3 or 4 times. If you're using lighter stuff, you can go more. And then you take it after you go 3 or 4 or 5 times and you stick it right back through that overhand knot that you made. And this is pretty important. You just take it, make sure everything's tight, because you don't want that loop to come way up here and have a big loop. Your hooks might get hung in it, but you want to try to get it as close as you can. Just pull everything at the same thing here. All right, now you're left with your tag in, which you can cut off, and you got a loop. So that allows that bait to walk back and forth without split rings or anything like that. That's called a loop knot. Now, what I've done, so you essentially have one line connected to your bait. So it kind of made me a little nervous when you're fishing. You know, each fish matters. You're trying to make a living by each fish. So essentially all I did was take your line and just double it. Same way. Overhand knot. Double. So you got 2 lines now. And I take this tag in and I'll just cut it to make it just a little easier, like when you're working with small baits like a Berkley Champ Shad or a small eye. It's hard to get that doubled line through there sometimes with fluoro. So I'll just take it and I'll cut it like that, and I'll stick these 2 lines, which is essentially one, through your bait, and then stick them right through that overhand knot that you made. These through your eye. Stick them right back through the overhand knot. Get it down there close to where you can. Hold everything in your hand, just like the first one. Wrap it 3 to 5 times. And this doubling, you don't have to do it as much. 3 times is plenty. And then take it and stick it right back through that overhand knot you made. Same way. Get everything tight. All right, and you'll have 3 tag ends here. Just make sure you pull all 3. All right, then cut them. You can cut them pretty close. I'll leave a little bit. And now, instead of having 1 line tied to your head, you've got 2. Hope you can see that. So it just, I mean, probably doesn't matter, but I mean, nobody wants to have any fish break off, so it's peace of mind. And you have 2 lines instead of 1, so not much better than that. Thank y'all.